The Hiboy P6 is a fat tire electric mountain bike with a 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery capable of taking a small human up to 25 miles with throttle only and 50 miles pedal assisted. But how far is it going to take me? It's got a 750 watt motor capable of speeds of up to 28 miles an hour.
33, 34, 35.
With a torque rating of around 80 Newton meters. Will it be enough to climb all the hills around my house? We're gonna find out when we take it outside and test all of these. So while I wait for this battery to get topped up, let's take a closer look at what you get when you buy one of these. Oh, and by the way, it's probably on sale right now if you click the link in the description. And don't forget to use the discount code because you'll save even more. Just saying. Let's start out back. The P6 rolls on a set of 26-inch diameter, 4-inch wide Chaoyang off-road tires, and those are front and back. For a drivetrain, we've got a Shimano Altus derailleur, protected by a derailleur cage. And wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And look at the range back here. This is a 9-speed cassette. The power plant back here is by Bafang, and it's a 750 watt brushless hub motor. This frame is a hardtail, so no rear suspension. Simple chainring, cranks, and pedals. Seat looks super comfortable. Look how squishy this is. Seat post goes all the way up here. I'm gonna be more like down here. Here's where the battery is stored. Let's take it out, see what we got. Nice little battery. The battery is 48 volt and 13 amp hours. Here's where the charging port is. And there's a button here that'll tell us how much juice is in the battery. Blue is full. Moving to the front, we've got a suspension fork with about 80 to 100 millimeters of travel. It's got compression and lockout here and preload on the other side. Here's our front headlight. Let's see how bright it is. Daytime running lights, nope. Turned on, there we go. And for the controls here, we've got half twist throttle, 9-speed rapid fire shifter. And on this side, we've got our lights, horn, and display. Here's a look at what a 5'9" dude looks like sitting on it. Actually, I can go a little bit lower with the seat. Let's go all the way down. Okay, with the seat all the way down, I can touch the ground flat-footed. Nice and comfortable, not too long, not too short. And turning the bike over here, we've got cable actuated disc brakes, front and back, biting onto 180 millimeter rotors. Kickstand pre-installed and motor quick disconnect. If you ever get a flat tire, it's easy to take the rear wheel off. This is nice. Okay, let's see what kind of speed we can get with no weight on it. Let's go all the way up. Mode number 5 and throttle. 28.1 miles an hour. Let's see if we can get that outside.
So let's take the Hiboy P6 out for a spin. Let's go. All right, boys and girls, today we are on the Hiboy P6 for its maiden voyage. As always, and as for every one of my reviews, I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys, and I'm gonna do my best to show you things about the bike rather than just tell you things about the bike. And I have to say this right off the bat, I am cautiously optimistic with this bike. You guys have to keep in mind, it's $1,000 e-bike. So let's see our downhill speed. Is this bike restricted? 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. No, we are not restricted. Nice. So I just checked the speed on the GPS and we got up to 35 miles an hour, which means that this speedometer is exactly tuned to the bike speed. Perfect. And since we've got a full battery, you guys know what time it is. Here's our fire hydrant. I've got a 15% hill right up ahead of me. Pedal assist number 5, throttle only. Let's see how the Hiboy P6 does up the hill. So far so good, 750 watts. Got up to 20 miles an hour. Now we're starting to climb. Let's see what kind of torque this puppy has. Slowing down a little bit. 14 miles per hour. Thank you. Picking up a bit of speed actually, uphill. 15 miles an hour. And I am not pedaling at all. This is throttle only. Gets a little bit steeper here. Down to 14, 13. 12.4 miles an hour is as slow as I got here. That's actually not bad at all. Look at how stable this thing is. Doing 33, 34 miles an hour downhill, and it's perfectly straight. Nice. Okay, we made it on the test drive island. I've got the bike unlocked now for a full 28 miles an hour. We got 28 miles on the speedometer in the shop when it was unweighted. Let's see what the Hiboy P6 can do with 190 pounds on it. Let's go. Miles an hour already. Oh, look at the voltage sag. Battery goes down by half. 25, 26. Let's go. 27. 27.4. Can I tuck? 27.7. Well, 27.7, that's close enough to 28 miles an hour for me. Okay, let's test out the pedal assist modes. Let's see what this bike is like to pedal in mode 0 with no assistance. I've got it set in the easiest gear right now. By the way, this bike has 9 gears. So the granny gear is super easy, even with no pedal assist, to get the bike started. If you ran out of batteries and had to pedal this bike, it's actually not that bad. Let's go down a couple gears here and let's turn on the assist. Mode number 1 is getting me up to about 10 miles an hour, and then I feel the power shut off. Mode number 2, I'm gonna drop a couple gears here. 15 miles an hour. This bike's actually really comfortable to pedal. This is a good position. Really comfortable seat too. Let's go up to mode number 3. Drop a couple more gears. Mode number 3 gets us up to about 20 miles an hour. Mode number 4. Let's go all the way down to 9th gear. I've got 24 miles an hour. And let's go up to pedal assist number 5 and crank it. 28, 29, 30 miles an hour. 31. 31.7 is the highest I saw on this thing. Man, this little $1,000 bike is gonna give some much more expensive bikes a run for their money. I mean, it doesn't have anything flashy, right? It's got cable disc brakes and, you know, fairly cheap components. But if top speed is important to you and you've got a $1,000 budget, this might be the ticket. So let's test out the throttle. I'm gonna go down to pedal assist mode 0 and let's see if the throttle gives us any power. No, no power. Let's go to mode number 1 and see if we get tapped out at a certain speed. 12, 13, 15. Oh, I don't think so. Going over 20, yeah. So it looks like the P6 gives you all the power all the time, no matter what pedal assist mode you're in, if you're using the throttle. And while we're here, let's see how responsive the pedal assist and throttle is. So I've got it in pedal assist mode number 5 here, so you guys can hear and I can feel it kick in. I'm gonna start pedaling now motor kicks in now. So there's a little bit of a delay when pedaling. Let's do it again. I'm gonna start pedaling now. Feeling the power, and it's super smooth with the pedal assist. Watch this. Take my hands off. Pedal assist mode number 5. I wouldn't do this with a normal cadence sensor, but look, I'm starting to pedal, and just the power is just smooth. It doesn't kick you off the back of the bike. That's actually pretty nice for a $1,000 bike. I'm pretty impressed. How about the throttle? Let's see. Same deal. There's about half a second delay for the power to kick in. Yeah, maybe half a second, and then you get some power. You guys ready for a little off-roading? Let's go to the beach. Oh, almost ran over a squirrel. Nice. Oh my god. Okay, try not to get too muddy, because our little Hiboy P6 does not have any fenders. I don't know, I forgot to check the website. I don't know if there's an option to get the bike with fenders or not. All I know is that Hiboy did not send them, so I didn't get them. Okay, hopefully we can get onto the beach today. Oh yeah, big beach. Nice. This bike's actually pretty playful for a fat tire hardtail. Okay, let's get out there. Whoa! Okay, let's talk a little bit about what the P6 is like to ride. I have to come out and say it, but I am very impressed at how this $1,000 fat tire e-bike is performing today. I also have to say that there's nothing on this bike that feels high-end, right? There's nothing fancy. There's no bells and whistles. There's no fancy app. There's no fancy color display, hydraulic disc brakes, air suspension. There's none of that. It is a easy to maintain, low cost to maintain bike. If you want a low cost to entry, get yourself an e-bike that'll take you anywhere. You can pretty much ride it on any terrain, on and off road. It's got decent suspension up front, not the best, not a ton of settings, but it's got a lockout preload, or all you really need to take the edge off the bumps up front, right? There's no suspension out back to faff around with and adjust and have wear out later on. It's a bomb-proof hardtail frame. They're designed to be tough, take some abuse, and never ever need any maintenance, which, if that's what you're looking for, this is what you want. The brakes are only cable actuated. They don't feel the best. I'd probably give them maybe a 5 out of 10. Cable actuated disc brakes are a little bit harder to pull, right? I'm not saying these are hard to pull. They're just a little bit harder when you're comparing them to hydraulic disc brakes. You know, you don't get that premium quality feel with the brakes. That being said, the brakes work, right? The tires are super grippy. So all the grip is transferred right onto the pavement, and 180 mil rotors actually do a really good job at stopping the bike, as heavy as it is. As far as comfort goes, I really appreciate how short this bike is. I don't like being hunched over, leaned over the front of the bike, reaching for the handlebars. I like being sat back, hands up high, right? I can look around, enjoy the view, enjoy the ride, right? That's why I moved the stem. I flipped it upside down. It comes with it pointed down. So I flipped it upside down. Now it points up. It put my handlebars up a little bit higher. I love having them up here. There are tons of spacers here in the steer tube. So if it's too high, you can always lower it. There's tons of adjustability here. And there is a ton of seat post. I can definitely go a little bit higher, get a little bit more stretch on my legs, but then you're farther away from the ground. So catch 22. As far as comfort goes, I'd give this bike an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but there's a ton of adjustability. If it had a suspension seat post, it would probably gain a point, but it doesn't. It's $1,000, right? What do you expect? The seat is very soft, very squishy, so you're gonna be sitting down on this bike for quite a while. Very, very easy seat to get along with. And the frame dimensions, for me as a 5'9" rider, is perfect. And the other thing that you guys have to keep in mind as far as comfort and, you know, the lack of rear suspension is you have these massive 4-inch wide tires, right? You can deflate them a tiny bit, take maybe 5 psi out of them, and you're gonna get a bunch more comfort on the rough trails. You might not get the best handling, and you're definitely gonna lose a little bit of range on the roads, but if you want comfort, just take a bit of air out of your tires and they'll act like a little bit of suspension. You can probably get 1 inch or 2 of suspension on those things. Okay, let's check this out. This is our little P6. Have the torque to get us off the beach. Let's go. Pedal assist mode number 5. Throttle only. I'm not gonna help it whatsoever. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's a slow start, but once it gets going, plenty of power. I don't know if it says on their website, I couldn't really find it, but as far as how I can feel and all the other bikes that I've reviewed lately, this feels like it's in the 80 Newton meter range. Just judging by how good it is climbing hills, the speed it was able to maintain all the way up. It's a 750 watt motor from Bafang, so I'm guessing it's around the 80 Newton meter range, give or take. Okay, time to test out the brakes. There's my 20-foot marker, and there's where I'm gonna apply the brakes. Let's see how quickly the P6 can come to a stop. And by the way, we're dealing with cable actuated disc brakes. These are 180 mil rotors though, but let's see. Let's go as fast as we can and slam the brakes on at that first marker. 20, 22, 25, 26, and brake. All right, I still have about maybe 5 feet left to the marker. Not too bad. So who's the P6 really for? The Hiboy P6 is for someone that wants a low cost bike, and I mean that in 2 ways. It's low cost to entry, low cost to own, right? It's only about $1,000. And 2, it's low cost to maintenance. There's nothing really on here other than brake pads that'll wear out, right? You might have to replace a set of tires every few years, or, you know, some brake pads, but there's very little to maintain on here. No hydraulic fluid, no rear shock. It's a very simple bike. There's nothing high end about it, but what it does have, it works very, very well. So I want to thank the nice people at Hiboy for sending the P6 over for a review. I had a fun time riding this bike. If you want to pick up a P6 for yourself, the first link in the description will take you right to their page. It'll guarantee you the best price on it. And if they're nice enough to give me a discount code, I will put it right underneath that link. And if the P6 is not the bike for you, that's okay. Maybe the bike in this video will be more what you're looking for. See you there.